Hey everyone, I'm Annie Dickerson, and on behalf of the entire Goodegg Investments team, I wanted to welcome you to this episode of the Life and Money Show, the show where we talk about everything from investing to financial freedom to parenting, traveling, creating a life by design, and everything in between. And of course, I'm here with my incredible co-host, Susan Elliott. Susan, why don't you start by sharing with everyone a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, today we are going to look at the financial independence retire early topic, but specifically the why behind your FI or financial independence. We're going to look a little bit, touch upon some other points with FIRE, but really we're going to dive deep into how to develop your why you even need a why, and the power of this in that journey. So I'm excited to dive in today.
And to the listener, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned, because later in the show, I'm going to get the chance to put Susan on the spot with one of the most powerful exercises that we've come across around discovering your why and really getting to the core of it. So stick around for that. That's coming up.
Live on the show. I have not done any prep work, even though I know what exercise it is, but you really have to do it. To see what's going to happen. Yeah.
That's right. Well, speaking of which, before we dive in to all that we're going to talk about around FIRE and the why of FI, before we dive into all of that, just a quick note for all of you who are listening. If you are interested in investing alongside us, we have a number of opportunities available to you. And you may have seen, if you're on our email list, that we're starting to see some real good forward momentum toward closing on some of these deals. So the time is limited for you to get in with us. But the good news is we do still have room in these investments as of this recording. So the best place to go to learn about all those opportunities is goodegginvestments.com/deals. And on there, you'll see, you'll be able to sort whether you're an accredited investor or not. You'll see opportunities whether you want to invest 10K or 50K or 500K. There's different opportunities for you to come in at different levels, whether you have experience or not, and to diversify your portfolio across different asset types and different markets, all of which are key to your path to FIRE. So with that being said, Susan, for anybody who has maybe not heard of FIRE before, is completely new to the FIRE movement, give us a quick high-level intro to what is FIRE.
Great place to start. So FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. I like the alternate definition too of financial independence, recreational employment. I almost forgot that there. But I like that.
I'll add one, financial independence through real estate, the best way to get there.
RE. You can't leave an RE on the table and not have someone in this company go, real estate, it's real estate, because we love it so much. But it's true, because if you use the traditional FIRE, you actually are assuming a why. And so that's why this show is called The Why of FI and not The Why of FIRE. Because financial independence retire early is assuming that, well, I'm doing this to retire early. That's actually not many people's reason for pursuing financial independence. So that is something that we're going to kind of remove out of the equation today in talking about FI. So basically, there's a lot of different ways to define financial independence or financial freedom. I've heard it kind of defined in many different ways, but this is, setting yourself up so that you no longer have to require an active income in order to pay for the life that you have or the life that you want, your dream life. But basically, your passive income is covering your monthly expenses at the core. This is what financial independence is. There's different degrees of it. So there's different types of FIRE. And we actually dove into describing a lot of these in a recent episode 191. These are things like lean FIRE or fat FIRE or barista or slow FI. There's different ways that you can look at FI. And those are all just touching upon sort of the varying degrees of financial independence. For instance, lean FIRE is like, I'm going to amass a certain amount of net worth or passive income that it's going to cover my super bare minimum expenses so that I can basically have the freedom to say yes or no to a job, or I have the freedom to take on a side hustle project, or I have the freedom to just like be with my kids for a little while before maybe going back to work. So maybe it's not like living your ultimate dream lifestyle, but you have this independence, this freedom financially to be able to make some more decisions about your time and what you want to do. So the different types of FIRE also are helpful in defining what FIRE means to you or what financial independence means to you.
Okay, well, that being said, shall we dive into this exercise that we've been teasing? I'm so excited to put you on the spot and see what comes out. For the listener, because you get to be on my side as we put Susan on into the spotlight here. So this exercise is a really powerful one for digging into your true why. Because as Susan said, most people, when you ask them, what's your big why? They'll say family or time or freedom or whatever it is. But what this exercise does is it really digs in deeper, because sometimes it's that might be a surface level thing, but it really goes deeper into things related to your upbringing or things related to your lineage or patterns that you're running, things like that. And so this really gets to the heart of the matter. We'll see. We may not go through the whole thing. We'll see how far we get, but this is called the 7 Whys exercise. YWHY, not WISE, although it does make you wiser in doing it. It's a very simple thing, and it's ideal if you can do this with a partner like we're doing it here on this show. However, if you don't have somebody you can do this with, you can always do it on paper. But it's important to reframe the question each time. So you'll hear me asking, I'm going to ask Susan, why is FIRE important to you? And she'll give her response. And then I'm going to take whatever that response is and reframe it and say, well, why is that thing important to you? And then she'll give me that why. And then it's very simple. We're just going to go 7 layers deep. And that 7th why, we're going to get to something that cuts through all the noise. It's going to be at the heart of why she's really pursuing FIRE. All right. Oof. So Susan, you ready?
I'm a little nervous when you describe the whole thing. And also I could have just done this on my own and cheated before this and come up with really poignant examples and answers. Why didn't I do that? But it's because I think this is going to be a more authentic way. I'm actually looking forward to doing this than sitting and journaling about it, because it is pretty on the spot.
And I will say,
let's do it.
If you do get stuck, that's okay. Because when I did this, I did it on paper the first time I did it. And I got stuck for a really long time around stage like number 5, 6, 7. I just couldn't think of any more whys. And I got really stuck until I kept thinking about it, kept reflecting on it. And I had a breakthrough moment. And I started sobbing because it really it got to the core. We'll see.
What did I set myself up for?
With this, but it was a really, really powerful moment. So, cool. All right, here we go. You ready?
All right, I am. I guess I am. I did this to myself.
So
go ahead.
Susan, let's start with why is FIRE or the pursuit of FIRE important to you?
To have complete control over my time. I mentioned that earlier. That's the only why I've ever thought to be able to have control over my time.
Okay. And why is it important to you to have control over your time, complete control over your time?
Because it allows me to kind of pursue my deeper passions for how I want to serve this world and show up for my family, for my community, sort of. Like I want to be able to do whatever I want to do and not feel like, okay, this is getting a lot more deep, but maybe you can pull out what is the
Isn't
main
this
point
fun,
here.
Right? We're only 2 levels in and it's already challenging, right? It's harder than it looks. Okay. So I think I've got a couple of points from there. So why is it important for you to be able to do what you want and to explore those passions that relate to the impact that you want to have and the time you want with your family? So why is it important for you to be able to do what you want to do?
I want to, it's important to me because I believe that if I have the need, I always have the need to make money, I'm going to have to say no to doing other projects in my life that don't make money. And these are where it seems like I can offer a lot to the world or grow my own interests and skills and capabilities. But there's this component of if I need to make income, I can't fully show up.
Okay. See, now we're getting somewhere. So that was the third layer. So we're going to go a little deeper now. Okay. So why is it important for you to be able to pursue interests or passions, even if they don't make you any money?
Okay. I think that we're all meant to be on this planet to make the world a better place for everyone around us, not just ourselves. And that when we don't have this core anxiety and stress and financial insecurity, that we're actually unencumbered to serve our full potential to make the world that better place. Did I just circle around the same answer there?
No,
I'm not
you're
sure.
Good. So now I'm going to go even deeper. Why, Susan, is it important to you to make the world a better place?
I think that's a good question. Why not just make my own world a better place? Why not just it's more than being selfless. I think a big component of my life is honestly quite to make sure I'm being selfish enough to take care of myself. But there is this we're all better off if we're doing good in the world. I'm not just uplifting, I'm not just making the world a better place, but I'm making my world a better place. I'm up when I can see that I'm helping other people or bringing more joy to other people, it brings me more fulfillment. And it spreads that. It's like a disease. You just want to give it to everybody. And I think that that's how we're going to survive on this planet together.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we're down to the last one. So, you mentioned fulfillment, you mentioned impact. There's a lot of directions we could go with this, but I'll ask you as the final one, why is fulfillment, self-fulfillment through having this impact, why is fulfillment important to you?
It's fulfillment. That's a great question. It makes me think about what is not fulfillment? Is that sort of just going about the status quo or not thinking deeply about the meaning of your intention? Why would you want to live this sort of intentionally fulfilling life path? And I think it really just comes down to joy for me, being present with the people around me and in my environment. And I have a lot of stress in my life and I can be a very stressful person. I'm much more on the anxiety side of the sort of whatever spectrum you're looking at there. And financial anxiety is certainly something that's motivated me to get down this pathway. But I think it just kind of comes down to the ease of feeling joyful and present in the daily existence. But, now you have me thinking well, do I need to be financially independent to have that? And I don't think that the answer is yes, but I think that it's a component of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, but Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's my answer.
It's interesting, right? Like, isn't it fascinating?
Wow. It's kind of like come in circle.
Asked you why
circle.
7 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's a very simple exercise, but look at all the things that we got to. And if I could kind of tease out some of the main themes of what you said, it's, I mean, ultimately it's this joy, this fulfillment, this feeling of like, essentially like as a human, I came here and I'm able to do what I came here to do at the end of the day, which to you means to serve people, to make the world a better place, to spend time with your family, to have that impact, pay it forward. And that ultimately gives you fulfillment, allows you to live the most authentic, most embodied version of your life. And that's really your why.